So what if you're here when I'm happy? So what if you're here when I seem to be king? So what if you're here when all the world seems small? 'Cause I'm on top of everything. And where will you be when I'm angry? Where will you be when I'm down, down, down? Where will you be when I'm writhing in pain? Where are you now? So what if you're here when I'm happy? So what if you're here when I seem to be king? So what if you're here when all the world seems small? 'Cause I'm on top of everything. And where will you be when I'm angry? And where will you be when I'm down, down, down? Where will you be when I'm writhing in pain? Where are you now?
You'll take the best of me.
And what of the rest of me?
You'll take the best of me.
What of the rest of me? And where will you be when I'm angry? Where will you be when I'm down, down, down? Where will you be when I'm writhing in pain? Where are you now? Where are you now?
I love that song so much. It reminds me of just feeling all that emotions in my car, just going, oh, I'm there. I know what they're feeling. Thank you all for tuning in to a special interview with K4CO Radio. We are with Saint Somebody, and we have Allison and Justin here in studio. Thank you guys again for being here.
Thank you so much.
And Justin, I know that you said this off air, but I have to go back to it. So you were talking about wanting to do something kind of happy, and then someone kind of planted a seed for you to go in a different direction.
I think I was talking with somebody about the idea of focusing on music that is uplifting and positive and optimistic and forward thinking. And I'd said, I've written songs from a different place, a place of fear or pain or anguish in the past, but I'm going to leave those songs in the past. And this fellow said to me, why would you do that? We have all those things. We are all of those things. And yeah, so I'm glad I didn't drop the song, and I brought it to the band, and there's something that, we resonate with with the uplifting aspects of our being, and I think that we can all also relate to and connect with what it is to lose touch with the uplifting parts of ourselves.
I agree. I think kind of suffering and grief actually brings people together. It's a little bit stronger of an emotion and maybe more, like you had said the word authentic, and it becomes a little more real. Like everyone can be like that happy kind of bubbly thing, but to actually open up and kind of expose your soul a little bit to someone is what's real. So, and I do, that's exactly what I've heard the first time I heard And Now. Like I did, it just brought me to that moment of, this is so amazing to express that. So thank you guys for writing that and singing it beautifully.
Well, I really want to thank you because, you know, I spent years of my life having music thinking, I don't know if this is good enough for other people. I don't know if, you know, maybe I just need to keep this to myself. And right now I'm sitting in a radio station across from a human being who I just met, who I connected with through something that I shared, and you've shared with me that there's something meaningful in it for you. And this moment is something I'll never forget. And I also just want to acknowledge in this moment, as I sit next to Allison, who I love, that this music was co-created together with Denny and Tyler and Vance and so many other people. Mark Stefanu played the bass on this song on the original recording, and now Denny crushes it, and we work together with our producer Andrew Berlin. And you know, being human involves being connected, and having these people in my life is the only reason that we're sitting here right now. And so I'm a part of that recording that we just shared, but so are each of these people. They're part of that song, and they're a part of my heart.
I love it. If it's okay, I love the bio. I can relate to all of it. I can relate to the depression, the addiction, the anxiety, the fear, everything that you guys have talked about. And we are so blessed to be able to meet these amazing artists and musicians like yourselves who are here to explain who you are, where the music comes from. And so thank you for writing about that, because I think a lot of people hide and don't want to share that piece of them. And when it comes out in music and in what you're sharing with the world, it speaks volumes to me as a human being, and it gives me the strength to talk about my struggles that I have gone through in my life. Because it is really scary. And I know other people who have been in a very similar situation where this gives them hope. And I know that music is a form in that medium that allows people to speak to others. And you all have given that gift. So I just wanted to say thank you. It's meant a lot to me.
Yeah, I'd like to add that sometimes some of the greatest songs is written about that. I mean, some of the greatest songs is written from tragedy, is written from sadness, is written from anger. I mean, as I always like to say, I think creating music, being a musician is, I always say it's cheaper than therapy. And sometimes a lot more effective, you know, because it really just helps people go through what they're feeling. And that's where, you know, people's hearts come down on paper and then through the music. And some of the greatest songs in history are because of that. So absolutely love it.
Have you all found that, you know, I'm going off of, again, from your bio online here, that since you all have had kind of these different layers of things that you have gone through, that it has helped you through your journey together and individually? And
Oh, absolutely. As far as journey goes, we all have it. That's the thing. And just as you were talking about that darkness or that the place of struggle, that vulnerability bringing us all together, that's really where it is. But we all have journey. We all have stories, and that is pretty much kind of the essence of the band and the essence of us, and how I think Justin and I first came together. I'm going to just ask real quick the original question. I am so sorry. I just deviated off into my own story right here.
Did having these different layers really serve in the music of living through difficult
Yeah.
things, and you've shared so much about how much strength you have found in the things you've
and
lived
that is
through.
the truth. I mean, the darkness, those hard times, that is what makes us who we are. If we're willing to take that journey through that darkness, when we emerge that more authentic self. I am so grateful for everything that's happened in my life, for those moments that I've thought like, oh gosh, I don't want to go through this. I can't go through this. And I think it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. In the end, once I get through that dark space and I get on the other side and I am transformed because I'm brave enough to make that journey, I don't regret it.
I 100% agree. From human to human, absolutely. I think the tunnel is sometimes very dark, but there is always the light at the end of the tunnel. It's how much can you put one foot in front of the other. And I think it's so amazing that you guys found each other and went through the journey together, because emotions, when I struggled with my addiction problems, I loved hearing when people said an emotion won't kill you, but a drug or drink could. So walk through this and you will get through it. And you aren't alone. I think so many times people feel no one else has ever gone through this.
Right.
I mean, it's amazing how many times, when I talk to other people that have been through similar situations, it is no one else feels like that. And like, try me.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely, we have been there. And I'm curious how, when you all write and sing and produce, how does that journey form? Like, are you all writing and kind of healing? Are you collaborating? I'm kind of curious how that works between you guys.
Well, something that comes up for me is really fascinating for me is the way that I met Allison by renting a room from her. It actually opened up something truly powerful, which is that we didn't show up in our first date profile versions of ourselves. We weren't trying to be shiny and romance one another. We were just really being. And I remember when I first reached out to Allison and asked if she would be open to a male housemate, she said, okay, but tell me a little bit about yourself. And I wrote authentically. I said, I'm healing a broken heart, and I'm finally here in my 40s working on getting to know myself. But before I hit send, I thought, Justin, there you go again. You're such a weirdo. Are you sure you want to send the weird message? You know how that goes. But I've heard it said there's like the moment we stop being our authentic self is the moment we would have met the person who loves us the way we are. And so I sent the message, and she responded and said, I relate to that. And so, what I think about is we're very careful, and we can only present these surface aspects of ourselves to all the people we encounter on the street. But, in my men's group with the Mankind Project, time after time we go around the circle, and I'm never the only person who lived through something I'm living through. And when we are authentic and we open up with each other, something real can happen, healing and growth and so forth. So that's what comes up for me in our being together as a band, is allowing ourselves to really be real, to be excited, to be afraid, to bring it all genuinely.
And Justin does write all the music, and then and you get to write it from those places, and there is a significant span over, like, one of the songs on the album Justin wrote when he was 19 years old, so there's a huge
Awesome.
span in time that we're performing, playing these songs, and then it's our job to get to relate to the music, relate to the songs, and figure out how we want to express that. How does this how is this part of my story, and how do I get to
How does it move you?
move
How
me?
does it interact and mesh together? And glad you kind of brought that up. So I wanted to talk about that before we get into the next song. So Justin, you write a lot of the music, lyrics as well. Okay. And so any collaboration, or really you just, hey, these are the songs, let's see how they sound, let's go, and just take it from there?
It's more than collaboration. This is our music with each of the people that are in the room time and again, coming for practice and spending time together. We have a song called "It's Clear," and I'd written it I'd played it many times, but I never heard it until I met Tyler Edmonds. And the way that Tyler, what you did with it on the drums, I was like, wow, there it is. That's and it would never be what other people are able to hear now. We're working on a song. We're coming out of a section, and Vance on the keyboard went doo-doo-doo-doo-lit, doo-doo-doo-doo-lit, and now I just can't live with the song without that. And I didn't come up with that. So I was like, okay, guys, here's a recipe. We make a restaurant. Here's a recipe. But then everybody comes together and they're like, well, I'm going to do this with the food, and I'm going to do this with the drinks, and I'm going to do this with the ambiance, and then we have this. So I gave outlines as ideas. But along with creating song ideas, what I really sparked was the creation of something that in my life is every bit as important as the music, and that's the band, the friends who bring themselves to it. So it's more than a collaboration. We've done this together.
And that's kind of the greatest things that I think. I mean, just playing, I've played with people before, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's great. I never would have thought about that. Mm-hmm. Or, somebody's just like, maybe you sing high instead of low, or lower, and just different ideas. And that really just makes that magic in there. So
yeah, there are moments when I said to Allison, I said like we'll hear later, Find Your Way Back Home, and I said, hey Allison, how about if in this part you go, come on home, come on home. But you'll hear what Allison did, and I didn't come up with that. I just stood there and went, wow, okay. So, I just gave a sketch, and then she brought the art.
Gotcha.
I love the collaboration. You guys are so beautiful. I love it. They just shine as people. So I know we're not what we are filming, thank goodness, but it's very, very cool to watch you guys kind of come alive and how you created this together.
I'm really glad I got that piece of food out of my teeth before we started filming this. I thought that'd be really awkward. Like, you're on the radio and they're like, why are you picking your teeth while you're, they're filming this?
It's all good. Everything goes.
Now no one ever needs to know that happened.
Even though you just outed yourself.
You did. You did.
It's all good. This is the authentic piece. This is what it's all about.
Exactly.
We all have it happen.
It's the good stuff.
Yes.
So this next song actually I really love too, and this is another one where I just when it really starts kicking in, and you like build-ups is what I kind of figured on some of your songs, which I love. I love when it kind of starts out nice and smooth and building up. So To the Victor. I want to play that song next, and why don't you let me know. Well, both of you. I mean, why did you write it? What is it to you? And then what is it to you?
This song happened really quickly, but we only heard the song when Vance Buckland sat down at the piano.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's when it all kind of clicked.
The idea had happened previously. I came into the studio and said, here's an idea. And then Vance sat at the piano and went, oh, well, there's the music, Vance Buckland.
Nice.
Nice. I have this wonderful spiritual teacher who would say, you can ask Justin, whoever it is that I'm referring to, you can check in about what they said, but you can start out by saying, this is what I heard, and is this what you actually said? And I think that so much of our conflict comes from what we think we're interpreting from other people, and that's what this song is.
Amen. Amen. I love that. All right. We're going to take another quick break while we listen to Saint Somebody, To the Victor. We are happily sitting down with Allison and Justin with Saint Somebody, and we will be right back. Enjoy.
what's been said, but over what we heard.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, I should say. Thank you for tuning in to a special K4CO Radio interview. We are with Saint Somebody. We have Justin and Allison with us today.
That's true.
And that is true. I like it. So you're getting very comfortable. I like it. We just heard To the Victor. And so you had said something, they played it backwards. Explain that.
Mm-hmm. There's a piece of my vocals in there. It's midway through the song. And when we first heard it from the studio, we got in our car and we turned it up and we're listening to it. I thought, I don't remember doing that. And our producer had captured a piece from my warm-up and used it there, but flipped it in reverse. And so...
The venerable Andrew Berlin, the Blasting Room in Fort Collins. So blessed to work with our friend Andrew Berlin.
That's so amazing. I love that you had said earlier that you write a song and you think it's going to sound a certain way, and then you have all this collaboration, and then it's something that you never thought it could actually be. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. So can someone take my singing in the shower and make it sound like kind of decent?
Yes. Yes.
Is that possible?
That's
There's an
totally
app. There's an
possible.
app
There's
for
an
that.
app for that. Okay, so there is hope. I like it.
Always.
Because I sound great in the shower.
Of course we do.
But even in the car, my kid's like, can you stop singing? But I'm glad there's hope. I'll say, sweetie, there's an app that
Yep.
mommy can download. Yes, make it sound better.
Don't turn it up too much, though. You'll sound like T-Pain.
That might be better. You never know.
You never know. Exactly.
You never know. Well, tell us. So this new one, it was just released, the album this year, and there's 14 songs on it, and that kind of, you said, surprised you a little bit.
Well, this has been building up for a long time, and looking that I like this statement. I came across it really recently on a weekend with the Mankind Project, which is a real important part of my life. And someone said, it is said that the best time to plant a tree is 30 years ago, and the second best time is right now. And I would like to be sitting here with having released my 20th album and the 30th anniversary, but it just took a really long time to finally get to the place to bring together a band and do an album, and so there was just a lot of music that needed to come out. So I proposed 14 songs to the band and the producer, and to my surprise, we put them all on there.
That's awesome. Well, it starts with one, and then you go from there. But you wrote one of these, one of the 14 songs when you were 19.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's pretty amazing that is, all coming out with all of these different decades and genres that have been inside of you.
Yeah, you kind of don't know how other people might see you. And, I could play a song that I would dismiss for this reason or that reason, but someone else says, hey, I like that song. And it doesn't really matter when it was written or what the motivation was or what my own judgments on it might be. I'm like, okay, we'll play this simple song from quite a long time ago.
Right.
But it gives the whole album a very diverse feel to it. And someone was asking us what our genre is. And I thought, that's a good question. Like, we just took liberties and we went all over them. And I think that some have a classic grunge and New Orleans vibe, indie vibe. Like, they're all over the place. And I think that just speaks to the life experience and the time, the phases of life.
Always interested to hear what other people think our genre might be, or when people say, oh, what artist that reminds me of. And something that always made me so happy is that basically never hear the same reference twice. So that feels good.
I actually hear a little bit of Enya when we listen to.
I can hear that, yeah.
That is one of my most favorite albums
I
of
love Enya.
all time. It's this peaceful, beautiful. I don't even know how to explain it. To me, it's always like floating on a cloud. That
It's
it's just this
ethereal.
peaceful. Yes, it's like I can go in this dream state, and then it becomes like the grunge punk religious, which is actually, I don't know music. I'm sorry. I should leave that to you guys. But
Can we go with that?
Can
grunge,
we please
punk,
take that on?
religious?
We're grunge
punk
punk
religious.
spiritual.
Sure, grunge punk religious? Yeah, spiritual.
Spiritual.
It
I like
is
grunge
kind of
punk religious.
Mixed with some Enya.
I mean, it's this beautiful blend of all of it, and
There
it
you go.
actually it sounds really hard, but you guys nail it. You do. It's pretty
good.
It's pretty awesome. to
Aren't
hear
we all
from-
just beautiful blends?
That's so true. I love all of your quotes. I need to have you follow me around and be like, here's the tree quote, here's the saint quote, here's the blend quote. You're great. Let's just keep going through the day. You're my little inspirational guru.
I'm coming out with a set of refrigerator magnets. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Sure.
That's it right
Yeah,
there.
the coasters, I mean, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Are you guys currently writing for new songs coming out? What's kind of looking down the road?
I'll tell you, the desire to move on to working on new music is really, really powerful, but there's something that's vital right now, and that's sharing the music. Because for me, a pattern would be to make artwork and then store it away because it's not perfect. And it's like, okay, that's so far from perfect. There's so many things about it that could be better, so let me just pack that away, and then I'll move on to the next thing. So for me, it's a huge step forward in my life. And, you talked about loving others unconditionally. I'm working on loving myself better. And part of that is I need to share this music that we've made. And I need to really, truly work at that to put it out there and then you can work on what's next. But we've all put so much into this that I owe it to each one of these beautiful friends who have contributed to this, that we do everything we can to share what we have. And so, I can tell you, Joshua, the morning that we sat in our living room and listened to you play our song, and you talked about what the chorus felt like to you, and that was a moment that neither Allison and I will ever forget. So sharing the music, we're going to focus on sharing these 14 songs, and playing out a bit, and then what comes next will come next.
That's wonderful. Are you guys now going to different venues? Where and how are you sharing this?
We have a gig this Friday at the Skylark. We're playing with 3 other wonderful bands, Tikipnik, Meet the Giant, and Falcon Haptics. And we are starting off the set from 8:30 to 9. And then
I think it's 8 p.m. 8 p.m. at Skylark. Get there
Please
by
check
8.
in on the internet.
Small venue.
Get there by 5.
Get there at 6.
Come on in.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to figure this all out, I promise. And then we have our big show is September 13th. It is Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
We are
Nice.
so excited at Lost Lake Lounge.
I'm sorry, where is
Lost Lake Lounge
Okay, and where is that at?
on Colfax.
Okay, Lost
Yeah.
Lake Lounge.
What-
Okay.
East Colfax.
That is that's awesome. September 13th.
September
yeah.
13th.
Okay.
These
Very
are
good.
old school Denver venues. Like all the cool kids have been there. So we're just trying to meet the kids
You're-
in the cool
You're
club.
cool, don't you, Ray?
I don't. Good, thank you. Well, I will have to go, and then I can be a part
Please
of
come.
the cool kids.
We'll stand together in the corner and let's try to feel less awkward around all the cool people. But no, these
Love it.
venues have been around for quite some time.
Nice. And I did read your bio, but I want you guys to explain why. So if you could perform in one place, where would it be?
Red Rocks, Colorado.
And
Okay.
ta-da! Yep.
Yeah, Red Rocks is pretty amazing.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to make it happen.
Yes.
Right?
Well, it's
Yeah.
such an audacious goal, and we're reminded so often of what an audacious goal that is. But you know what? Like, what is life if we lose touch with dreaming? And you know what? I lost touch with dreaming for way too long, and so I'm just going to have the audacity to dream and to envision that happening, to play Red Rocks. Red Rocks is sacred.
It is.
I agree. It's one of the most beautiful locations, I think, in the state. I actually just saw a picture of Red Rocks before it was an amphitheater. I'm like, whoever came up with that idea was ingenious. To say, you know what would sound really beautiful? Music hitting off of these rocks. Like, it's such a spectacular
Yeah.
event. I talk about bucket lists a lot. And I tell people, get it off your bucket list and go do it. So yeah, just make it happen, and if you will it, it will come to fruition. So
Yeah,
I know that's in your future.
One step at a time. And truthfully, being here interviewed on your show, I remember, we learned about K4CO through Romero, marvelous musician who I had the good fortune to make friends with, and I saw him posting that you were featuring him, and I looked it up, and I tuned in on the drive to work. And I thought, this is a great radio station. This is really, really good music. And you said, like, oh, radio like you haven't heard before. And I was able to understand really quickly what you mean by that. You're so focused on the music. And now we're sitting here. So where we need to get to and where we want to get to, you betcha. But man, this moment is special, being here with you all.
It took us a while to really kind of come up with that line too, because you need some type of tagline, and this is a great kind of definition for this is the radio you've never heard before. These are the Colorado people. These are the great artists that are right around the corner, and we absolutely love that. So we kind of just radio like you never heard, and try to preserve a lot of music, and it's just been such a blessing. So thank you again for being here too. I want to touch real quick a little bit. You talked a little bit about writing on it. What would you say, Justin, is kind of like your common drive or common inspiration when you're sitting down, picking up that guitar? What's a common theme? What's a common drive that you're thinking of? What's going through that noggin of yours?
I would say that a lot of the songs that have like really come to life and taken form, these 14 and songs that are yet to come that more like happened rather than setting out looking for a song, just saying, hey, what do you know, there is a song. Some of these songs were written very quickly, as you know, just from a place of inspiration. But then when tapping into like, well, what's the meaning? What do you want to share about? What's worth singing about and sharing about? That for me really gets into the logo of our band, which is the Rising Phoenix, and that theme of transformation. I barely finished high school, and just recently I completed my master's degree through Northwestern University, and I'm working as an interning counselor. I'm a therapist, and I have an internship with the Children's Wellness Center of Colorado, which is just an incredibly special place. And I look at myself and go, wow, man, who are you? You weren't this person years ago when you were stoned out and down on yourself and hiding your music. So believing in ourselves and changing who we are and calling in that which we feel worthy of. I want to be tapped into that which feels meaningful and truthful and inspiring, and so that's what I'm leaning into, is music that makes my heart soar with the belief that dreams are possible and recapturing dreams, things like this that make it feel worthwhile to put all the work in that it takes to actually create music and call people in. You know, sharing original music for me long felt like the most vulnerable thing I'd ever done. But then I asked people to join a band, and that was more vulnerable for me because of that part about counting on people. And but I couldn't have done that unless I had transformed how I love myself and what I believe myself to be worthy of. And so I just want the people in my life and our band to know that every time that you show up for practice, you help to really validate that story, that I really am a worthwhile, beautiful human being. And that's the transformation of what I believe about myself that I want to write about and share about. And I feel like if any person who ever lost touch with a dream could understand something about what our band is and what we're here for, that it might be something here for that kind of person to connect with. Anyone who's ever dropped a dream, I want to be a band that helps a person to recognize that there's always time to pick that dream back up. And that's what this album and this band is for me, is picking up a dream that I had lost the courage to dream for a long time.
Sounds like a good song title right there, Picking Up a Dream.
I like that.
It's amazing how much I can relate to both of you. It's just the journey, how much courage and how much bravery. I love the Rising Phoenix. Mine has actually always been a butterfly, because that's kind of my spirit animal. And now it's dogs because of unconditional love.
Yeah.
But the butterfly, it starts all cooped up and can't get out and struggles and crawls, and then it becomes something so beautiful. And the monarch can travel across many, many thousands of miles on its journey and go through many challenges, through different storms, and still end up in the warmth. So when you're, thank you for sharing. I just, I love it when people can kind of bare their soul a little bit, and it's so real.
And you're reciprocating it here. We're connecting, I believe that what really fuels the music is that desire for connection, to connect with people in meaningful ways. So for you to share what the butterfly and the dog mean for you, it's just like an honor. We're sitting here, and here's this new friend revealing something so meaningful. And, we're really into the substance of what it is to be human, and that always feels so nourishing.
I agree. It makes the world real. And like you said, to connect with people. Well, oh my goodness, before I cry on this one, I think we're going to go to Revision. That's the third one we have here. You're shaking your head. Okay. Tell us about Revision and what's behind that one for you all.
Justin, you wrote this song, and I love what you wrote about this song.
Well, this is the Rising Phoenix, and this is I am not right now the version of myself that I had dreamed of being. And we can either look at that all hope is lost and we missed our chance, or we can recognize that will and conscious choice actually give us the opportunity to revise who we are and to create a new chapter. And this song is really just all about, hey, you know what, I'm not done yet. I'm still writing. I'm still revising. And this song is Revision.
Awesome. I love it. All right, we're going to be right back. We're going to take another quick break. Here is Saint Somebody with Revision.
Waited out the rainstorm, and I colored outside the lines, giving a head start, and still falling behind. Well, it's a long way to the sea. It's the wrong version of me. Come the rumble of thunder, as though by surprise. Perpetual wonder, still time to decide. Well, it's a long way to the sea. It's the wrong version of me. Wandered out in the rainstorm, I colored outside the lines. Step out in a fresh skin. Hey! Leave this old one behind. Well, it's a long way to the sea. It's the wrong version of me.
Saint Somebody right there with Revision. Welcome back. We've been sitting down talking with Justin and Allison with Saint Somebody. Thank you guys again for coming in. We really appreciate it. We love sitting down and talking with our wonderful Colorado artists and musicians, and just about music and passion and why you do everything. So we are going to play one song, but wanted to talk a little bit. One thing I want to mention is that we're going to be on Great Day, Colorado, which is Channel 2. It's Monday through Fridays. What is that, from 9 to 10? And it's going to be next Friday. It's going to be June 14th. And Saint Somebody is going to be there and play a wonderful acoustic song for us. So we're really excited about that. Make sure to tune in a week from this Friday, so June 14th. So that's going to be a good time.
It's a thrill for Allison and I to be here representing Saint Somebody. And as we listen to that last song, Revision, I just can't help but picture Denny across from me in the practice room, just with all the joy and beauty and musicality that he brings to it, and Tyler on the drums with just his precision and just so much that Tyler brings, and Vance is just such a character and is such a gifted musician. So Allison and I are here representing Saint Somebody for sure.
Well, that sounds great. And we're going to have all of you in again before your gig in September.
Yeah.
We'd love to have. That. Okay, definitely. So again, it's September 13th, Friday the 13th, which I think is a beautiful omen, actually.
Right?
I absolutely do. I think good things happen on Friday the 13th.
I agree.
Heck yeah.
And where can people find your music?
Sorry.
Please go to stsomebody.com.
Yep.
And from there you can find links to our social media, Instagram, Facebook, as well as Spotify.
Yeah, let us know what genre you think that we are.
That's true. I know. You probably do get a lot, actually. I would think that.
We're just all over the place.
And we're real excited about our Friday the 13th September show in Lost Lake. But this Friday, we're just really honored that we're going to get to be at the Skylark with Kipnick and Meet the Giant and Falcon Haptics. It's just they reached out and offered us a spot to play with these guys, and like 3 other great Colorado bands, and so 4 bands at starting 8:30. Get there by 8, and this Friday at Skylark on South Broadway. So real excited about that one.
That is awesome. Well, thank you guys again for coming in. This has been really special
you.
for us, and thank you for sharing your music with the world and for letting us play it in our rotation. It does mean a great deal to us, so thank you.
Thank you. We're honored.
We're going to finish up with Find Your Way Back Home. And do you want to tell us a little bit about that song?
Justin looks at me. Do you want to?
Well, Allison, you start
yeah.
off. What say what you think about it, and then we'll go to Justin. And
To me, this is bearing witness to people around you who are struggling. We all know our struggles, and sometimes I think it's harder watching other people go through theirs. And this song is about loving people through that journey.
Yeah. I had 2 dads. My mom remarried when I was small, had a stepdad, but Donald was my second dad. And about a little more than 14 years ago, he went on a motorcycle ride and didn't come back. And he loved this song, and he loved in particular the line that says, when you feel there's nothing left you can do, please know I need you. And I think, to be present to that idea that maybe I mean something to someone else that I'm not aware of, and so that just meant the world to me. And then, I lost my biological dad a couple of years ago, and I just think like, hey, dads, I'm on the radio. And, I know they're proud of me, and I know my mom's listening. I love you, Mom. Thank you.
We did record this song in the studio on the anniversary of Donald's death, his stepfather. We did not try to align that. It just happened to be. So.
Yeah, and so we talked, about singing from a place of elation, and please check out It's Clear with Tyler Edmonds' amazing drumming. And that, it's just, we play Roberta, this song that's just so vibrant and so silly and so lighthearted and so joyful, and that, we are these very multifaceted, complex wonders. And we have it all. We've got the joy and the elation and the hope, and we also have the darkness. And but when we connect in meaningful and real ways, then life can really be something that is far more exciting and energizing, and when we're in touch with wonder, when we're with one another, rather than dragging through our days and forgetting just how miraculous life really is. So an experience being invited in here to be interviewed by you two on K4CO Radio is an experience we'll never forget. This is the first time I've ever been on the radio, and I really, really appreciate you so much.
Well, we definitely appreciate you coming in, so thank you very much, both of you.
Thank you.
Both of you.
I know, we are so grateful, and we are precious gifts, every single one of us, and the ripple effect is pretty astounding, the impact that we can have on other people's lives. So thank you again for coming in. We, of course, are going to have you again, and we'll see you on Great Day, Colorado next Friday. So for our listeners, please tune in on Channel 2 and watch these beautiful souls be up there and embarking on this journey together. Thank you for sharing everything with us. And again, sharing your music, and we can't wait to see you at the venues. So it's just been a joy. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so this Friday, Skylark, man, it's been a long day. And then next Friday, sometime between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. on Great Day, Colorado. We've been talking with Spencer and Allison from Saint Somebody.
Justin.
Gosh, see, it's been a very long day. Goodness gracious. Wow.
Usually, if people get my name wrong, it's Jason. Maybe
What
even
did
Josh.
I
but
say?
Spencer's
Spencer.
good.
You're
Because I
already on
looked down,
Great Day,
and
Colorado.
it's Justin Spicer,
we
and I
go.
just put Spencer in there. Oh my
Jerry, I don't mind at all.
Awesome, I love it. All right, well, Sam and I have been, very happy to interview guys, and thank you very much. And don't be strangers. It's
Thanks
been a
for all the
pleasure.
music you're putting out there on the airwaves.
Of course, no problem. This is Saint Somebody with Find Your Way Back Home. You all take care and have a wonderful evening.
Though you say you think you're going nowhere, I have known you were always somewhere. And though for so long you have wandered out there on your own, well, I have left my light on for you to find your way back. Darkness has deceived you, that you're all alone. Well, I will leave my light on for you to find your way back home.